Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing well and staying safe. We're going to do a review here today on the Repulse, the Tier 6 British battleship. She's part of the dockyard. You get her in round or section 18, I believe it is. I won't lie, compared to her in the Marlborough at Tier 9, in the dockyard, I think she's the win. So I think it's the better of the two ships. But she had a great history and a great legend. I mean, she started out being built in 1950 and laid down in January and joined the Royal Navy in January, or right after the Battle of Jutland. But before we get into the history, let's talk about the boat and what she can do. All right, so let's take a quick look at the Repulse and what she brings. She has only got 16 up front and 16 and aft for armor, and only 26 mil on the sides. So she, with regards to her citadel, sits pretty high in the water when you look at that. Not the best, only 51 mil. You're looking at 229, not bad, but if you give a broadside, you're going to get citadel brutally. Survivability, 56.1. Torpedo protection is 23%. That's not bad, actually, if you want my opinion. I think it's pretty good, so it's not bad. Health pool, pretty good for Tier 6. I like it. Artillery. So her main batteries are 381 millimeter. And they do have a range of 19.8 kilometers to begin with. They're pretty accurate, too, and do a quite good job. Reload time, 27 seconds for me, and obviously turret time is 25. She can pen 118 millimeters, not a big problem. She's got 19% of fire chance. Her maximum damage is okay. It's not fantastic, but it's still okay and does a good job. Secondary armament's pretty good. I mean, you're looking at 21 millimeter penetration. I have mine spec'd out for 6.6 kilometers. Standard detectability for a submarine destroyer. I'm not overly worried about it. And cruisers, they get too close, they get smacked a bit, which is good. Airstrike, yeah, pretty normal for a submarine. Nothing special. Air defense, it's okay. Everything in wargaming is okay. Not bad. Maneuverability, this is fantastic. With speed flag, 31.7 knots. It's quite good. Circle radius, I actually think it's bigger than this what Wargaming quoted, from what I've seen. And rudder shift time is slow, so be very careful, make sure you're angled. One of the main benefits of her is concealment, 12.6 kilometers, which is not bad. And of course, detectability by air and mutual detection. So that's her in a nutshell. Let's go through equipment. So for equipment, I always take MAME armament modification. A lot of people do. I do actually take engine boost modification here because yes, that's right, she has a speed boost. So I take the extra duration, which lasts me quite a bit of time, and I'll show you in a minute. And then, of course, I've got the aiming system. I want to make sure my aiming is quite accurate. And I want to make sure, because she is highly susceptible to HE damage, so I always take this for my battleships, but a good example. Standard repair party, last 15 seconds, reload time 76 seconds. Has a pretty good heal. I'm pretty impressed with this, so I kind of like it. You can take a spotter plane, which adds 20%. 20% to this artillery and main battery. So you're well over 20 kilometers. You're able to range in Tier 8s and pretty much match them, which is great, especially for HE. And, of course, speed boost. Mine lasts 234 seconds. Do the conversion, so it's not bad. And relay time's only 85 seconds, so it's not bad. Not bad at all. Exterior for me, this is pretty simple. Standard camouflage. All my British ships have this camouflage. Signals for me, I'll let you take a look. This is pretty much what I take for all of them. I actually don't have a speed flag. Isn't that interesting? Well, we got to fix that, don't we? So I'm going to go in and say, do I want continuous AA damage? Not really. But we're going to, yes I do. Let's get rid of this one, and I'll put that in. Let's see what that puts us up to. 33.3 knots. Not bad. Didn't know I made that mistake. Chat, thanks for letting me find that out. That's great. Back to port, and as for captain skills, take a quick look here. Captain skill, this is what I take. I have Cunningham on here. Gun feeder, 50% reduction. Obviously, preventive maintenance. Torpedo protection. Yeah, I do take this. HE, extra penetration at the 25%. All my battleships, I take grease the gears. Secondary range to help out. Adrenaline rush. basic survivability to make sure you can distinguish or take out fires and flooding, and concealment. All right, let's go back to the game. So like I said earlier, Repulse was laid down in January of 1915 and was launched in January of 16, completed in August of 1916, right after the Battle of Jutland. At the time, she was supposed to be a full-on battleship, but she ended up being a battle cruiser. What the decision was to not put on the armor on her, so they could actually launch her and her sister ship as quickly as possible and get them into the conflict. At the time, she did serve in the Grand Fleet in the North Sea, and she finished, the 2 remaining years of World War I. And that's pretty much it. She didn't have an overly long career in World War I. However, during the interwar years and the Reconstruction during the 1920s, 1930s, she did actually see quite a bit. She herself went over to do a bunch of tours and whatnot. She participated in the Arab Revolt in 1938. She visited the city I lived in Vancouver in 1924. And basically, like the other British ships, she just went around the world and touring during the 20s and 30s. And she ended up getting into a nice refit, having some high-angle AA control systems put in for AA guns. And just like World of Warships, the AA was not that good. In fact, not at all. As you can see here, where I don't know what it is, but these destroyers decided they were going to touch me a lot. I'm pretty sure this was quite a bit of HR moment. The team members weren't all that bad in this game. This is the first time I'm actually playing Repulse, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm playing with Navy Chick, my clanmate. And yeah, I'm getting touched again, inappropriately. Not sure what's going on here. I'm gonna make these guys get out and touch up my paint. Overall, I would say as a battleship, where I think technically I'd classify her as a battle cruiser, like a Tier 6 version of the Alaska, and that type of point of view. She's not a full-on battleship. As you saw when I went through the ship, she has very, very weak bow armament. Even the sides don't give a full broadside. You're going to regret it. I'm just backing up here so the Dunkirk can't quite see me. This is where she kind of excels. A little bit forward. Lining up and hit. Like I said earlier, it's not like, spectacular damage like you're seeing in a German Schlieffen or Tier 6 or the Maxen, the new German line. But it makes a difference. To prove my point, the Dunkirk here is going to give me, or the Dunkirk is going to give me a broadside. I'm going to do some damage to him, but you would expect this to be a pretty devastating citadel, so to speak. And not so much. So, it is what it is. Now I realize very early in this match, this replay, if you look at the map, pretty much the whole enemy team's coming here. Navy Chick decided to take her Maxen and come around the corner here and kind of protect herself. We're here to do some damage and then bug out, because I know that my ships are not going to last here, which is fine. We'll do as much damage as possible. This was my mistake right here. I was trying to aim for the Nuremberg and I didn't lock into her. My bad. So kind of a wasted shot. Now, the Repulse herself during the Second World War in the beginning, she was with the Home Fleet, and she patrolled off the Norwegian coast and the North Sea in search of German ships. She did a lot of work during the early part with the 1st Canadian Division, escorting ships and whatnot to bring Canada to the war. Work with the Furious, that's the aircraft carrier. She did participate in the Norwegian campaign in April and June 1940, and then returned back to the home fleet. She pretty much had a kind of an uneventful. She did participate in the search for the Bismarck, but had to return because of low fuel. And then at that point, when she did return back, she did receive a Type 284 surface gunnery radar and a whole bunch of Orkin 20mm guns, which again is not going to benefit her for her fate. Her fate is very tragic. Here's another AP shot on this guy. Again, APHE, you notice that it's pretty good. You're going to get 7,000 and 8,000 damage. In her own tier, she's pretty good. I've played games since then, and I've been up-tiered. Any tier 8 battleship can pretty much overpen my 16 mil up front and back, so you really have to angle and be very good at it, very thoughtful of it. But the best thing I said earlier is that with your spotter plan, even without it, you can match them for distance. So you can match tier 8 cruisers, tier 8 battleships. You don't necessarily have to push in or stay at a very decent rate. Ooh, that's a paddling. And you don't have to stay back and whatnot, which is fantastic. Now, during the end of August and October, she transported a troop convoy to the Cape of Good Hope, and then was transferred to the East Indies Command, and ultimately causing her fate with her and the new battleship, the Prince of Wales. Now, in late 1941, Winston Churchill decided to send a small group of capital ships, fast capital ships, along with one modern aircraft carrier to Singapore to deter the Japanese aggression that was happening in the Southern Pacific, including invasion of Hong Kong, Singapore, and the Dutch East Indies, which we all know how that went. They did it anyway. Now, the challenge was she was supposed to be tagged up with the Prince of Wales and the aircraft carrier HMS Indomitable. However, she ran aground the Caribbean and needed repairs, so in the formation of Force Z, it was decided by whomever, the Admiralty or Winston Churchill, to send her with the Prince of Wales by themselves with no air cover to the Southern Pacific and in between the Straits of Java and whatnot. Unfortunately, it didn't go well for both ships. And the funny part was, these weren't carrier planes that attacked her and the Prince of Wales and sunk her. These were Betty bombers, twin-engine bombers, like if you ever know about modern-day warfare in the World War II. Same bombers that would be equivalent to a B-25, but except they were dropping torpedoes at exceptionally low altitude. Again, it's what they did. Now, one good thing you're seeing right here is that I'm able to push in. Navy chicks backing me up in the German Mackensen, but I'm able to push up here. And the last part of this is going to be a lot of fun. I think I actually doubled my score here in hit points, but we'll see. Now, unfortunately, like I said, she was attacked repeatedly after, I think it was I-65 and I-58 spotted her, and spotted Force Z. It was targeting her. There was multiple attacks. If I remember correctly, unfortunately, she was sunk, and so were a lot of the escorts. It was a humiliating defeat for the UK, and not good. But it also reinforced the power of aircraft carriers and aircrafts in general, and very sad. The only thing that has me really genuinely, I'm going to say, pissed off is that this has been happening in the Straits of Java. There's been salvagers who have actually taken the USS Houston, Perth, I believe it's Perth, the Australian cruiser. These wrecks and whatnot, these are war graves, and they had been scrapped by scrap dealers. So that's kind of sad, but it is what it is. And again, here she is. She's a good brawler if you think about her own tier. You know, good job. I know the Dunker is around the corner here. I'm trying to get as close as possible down so I can surprise her, and there she is, which is fine. Even though this is a really good ship, she had a kind of a short career from World War I, and of course, obviously, the interwar years, the 1920s and the 30s, but did her best during World War II. I think it was bad Admiralty work, or Winston Churchill government to do that. But in the day here in World of Warships, she is a phenomenal ship, and I like her a lot, and I played a lot. You can see if you angle, the Dunkirk basically did no damage, or a minor amount of damage, which is good. Now, here's the advantage I have with the Dunkirk. Navy chick's backing me up, so she's just waiting for the opportunity. We were already talking in our Discord on what's going to happen here. I'm just going to waste my time and see if I can actually smack his guns at close range. Do a little bit of damage. Smack him again. Again, a little bit of damage. I didn't turn quick enough here. But, like I said, I have my Dunkirk set up as a battle cruiser. My guns turned much faster than his and my Dunkirk, so he made a mistake. But his biggest mistake was, well, not paying the Navy check. It came over. So, that only leaves a CV. So we turn hard to port. We know where she is, and we're going to go after her. Because, hey, why not? I do think that greasy gears is a very important skill set for this. Look at her turning with the speed on. I mean, it's excellent. I'm maintaining over 25 knots. Only one torpedo hit me, which is fantastic. Even here at a nice tier 6 carrier, I actually have to slow down, let these pass me. They're not going to hit me, which is really cute. But again, good boat in my opinion. Well, I hope you enjoyed the replay and I hope you enjoyed the evaluation. I really do like this boat. Spoilers ahead, I'm going to do all the damage to this aircraft carrier and Navy Chick's going to steal the kill. Because that's what teammates do, they secure the kill. As always, I want everyone to take care, stay safe. I wish you all the best, and this may or may not be my last replay review for 2021. So take care and happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everybody. Bye for now.